Chapter 2. The New Client. Lars and I left the coffee shop after supper and stood on the street. I bid him good night. "Where are you going?" he asked. "My hotel. I had my luggage sent there from the airport." "Nonsense. You'll stay with me. I have an extra room." "I should at least check into the hotel. I'm expensing this trip to Los Angeles under the guise of seeking new business opportunities. I'm calling on an oil company tomorrow just to make it look official." "Are we in the oil business now?" "Yes. Our steamship company just acquired several surplus oil tankers from the Royal Navy. I just need to put them to use." "How wonderful." "Do you have an automobile?" "Yes. I keep an old Plymouth parked in a garage down the street. My apartment house is only a mile further down the road." We retrieved the coupe, and Lars drove me to the hotel. I checked in, was brought up to my room, unpacked a few things, and then hurried down the stairs and used a fire door to leave the building. Lars was waiting in the alley. I returned to the hotel in the morning, dressed for my business appointment, and took a taxicab to the Union Oil Building on 7th and Hope Street. I learned right away that my scheduled meeting had been postponed. The man I was to meet had been called away on urgent business. That was good news. It would add cover days to my trip. I went to the Karwenga building and waited for Lars. He arrived at 1 o'clock. "Did you meet with your new client this morning?" I asked, rising from a chair in his waiting room. "I did," said Lars, unlocking his office door. "This might prove to be an interesting case." "How so?" I asked, following him into his private office. "Well, my new client is a Los Angeles City Councilman. He intends to run for a seat in the United States House of Representatives next year." "Ah," I said, "but something he did long ago might prove problematic if the voters find out about it." Recent past, actually." Lars sat at his desk. "What did he do?" I asked, sitting on the client's side of the desk. "He had a short but romantic interlude with a woman not quite his wife." "Most politicians do." "The other woman was his daughter's roommate in college." "Oh." "My client described her as being mature for her age." "I imagine she is." "He foolishly exchanged love letters with this co-ed. Some of those letters have now fallen into the wrong hands." "And those wrong hands want money to keep them private." "Correct." "This new client sounds like a rather seedy individual." "I imagine he is. But he's offering me $1,000 to find and destroy those letters." Lars took a $100 bill from his pocket. "This got me started today." "Sounds like fun. Where do we begin?" "I'll need to go up to the college and have a look around." "Where is it?" 400 miles north of here, in Oakland, California." Lars took a sheet of folded paper from his pocket and set it on his desk. He unfolded it and showed it to me. "Is that the extortion demand?" I asked. "Yes." "It's typed." I read it out aloud. "Enclosed is the letter you sent to Wanda Carmichael. You're, spelt Y-O-U-R, in big trouble." I paused. "This blackmailer can't spell your," I continued reading. "I have others. Pay me $5,000 or I'll make them public. I'll telephone you tomorrow with further instructions." "He got that yesterday," said Lars, taking back the note. "Sent to his house?" "No, it came by special courier to his office." "Then the blackmailer will telephone him today." "I imagine so." "This blackmailer is either stupid or trying to pretend to be stupid." "My guess is he or she misspelled that word on purpose." "Is there anything peculiar about the typewriter used?" "I don't know." Lars examined the note. "Well, you have a Royal KMG. Let's type out the same message and see how the two compare." Lars rolled a sheet of paper into his typewriter and typed the same words that were on the note. We examined the pages side by side. "The demand letter wasn't typed on a Royal KMG," I said. See how the Y doesn't have that curly thing at the bottom? I do. You can also tell that the blackmailer was right-handed. The M, N, O and L are darker than the other letters. That narrows it down, Loris. There couldn't be more than 5 million right-handed typists in California. The blackmailer's ribbon also needs to be changed. This message wasn't typed in an office. Office girls always change ribbons before they need to be changed. You're very observant, Loris. Did your client show you the love letter that came with this extortion demand? No. Does he think Wanda Carmichael is involved? He didn't say. Is your client still romantically involved with her? No. He said they broke things off a month ago. Was she upset? I was told she cried. My client then added that she cried about a lot of things. She's an emotional girl. I bet she's tangled up in this mess somehow. I guess I'll find out. How did your client meet this Wanda Carmichael? She came home with his daughter last Christmas. Does the daughter know about the affair? My client doesn't seem to think so. Of course she does. Maybe the two of them, Wanda and the daughter, are blackmailing him. That's certainly a possibility. Oh, I wish I was staying longer. I'd love to find out how this turns out. Lars lighted a cigarette and tossed the spent paper match into the ashtray on his desk. How'd your meeting at Union Oil go today? He asked. Oh, it was postponed. Until tomorrow? I wasn't told. The man I was to meet was gone. I'll telephone my New York office and have them reschedule something. Listen. Lars sat up. What? I don't hear any typing on the other side of the wall. So, normally, those girls in the insurance company next door are clacking away. They've gone to lunch. So, let's check their typewriters. The more I think of it, the more I realize that I do need to know the type of typewriter used. Then I can look over Wanda's college library to see if the letter was typed there. What if the front office is occupied? Well, go through the window. We're awfully high up, Lars. The ledge outside my window is a good 1.5 feet wide. Lars and I climbed out his window and skimmed along on the ledge to the next office. Lars looked in the window, slid it up, and jumped down. I joined him. There were 6 empty desks in the room. Each one had a typewriter on it. 5 Smith Coronas and 1 Underwood, said Lars. Quick, yank out whatever's in that Underwood. Lars jerked out the sheet from a Smith Corona. We hurried out the window and scooted back across the ledge to Lars's office. Then we examined the samples. Neither matches the demand letter, said Lars. Well, we now know that whoever typed this demand letter was right-handed, used something other than a Royal, Smith Corona or Underwood, and doesn't work in an office. That does narrow it down some, said Lars, sitting. Lars reread the sheet of paper I had taken from the Underwood. He made a strange face. What's wrong? I asked. This letter is addressed to Parley Criswell. So, he's my new client. Lars pointed to the address at the top of the page. 36 North Rockingham Avenue, Los Angeles. That's where I was this morning. I examined the letter. This is about an insurance claim. A diamond and sapphire necklace worth $12,000 was stolen from Parley Criswell on May the 10th, 1949. Strange. This says the insurance company can't pay the claim until the police finish their investigation. My client never mentioned anything about a stolen necklace. Lars's telephone rang. Reginald Westgate speaking. I heard a high-pitched squeal on the other end of the line. Mr. Criswell, good to hear from you, sir. You did? Was it a man or woman? Lars began scribbling on a pad of paper. It's up to you, Mr. Criswell, but I don't think it's wise. Perhaps I should go instead of you. I heard a no on the line. Let me know what you decide, Mr. Criswell. I'll be expecting your call." Lars hung up. "Is he going to pay the blackmailer?" I asked. "Yes." "Did the blackmailer say when and where the exchange would take place?" "No. He'll call Criswell about an hour before the deal is to be done and give him the drop location. Oh, I imagine it'll be some remote cove after dark. These blackmailers always like to make their exchanges in remote coves after dark." "It sounds very dangerous." "It will be. I should be there with Criswell." "And I should be there too. I'll be your backup." "I don't know, Loris. I have a bad feeling about this." "All the better that I be there." Lars opened a drawer and took out a card. He dialed a telephone number on the card. "Is Robbie Durant there?" he asked the person answering the phone. I heard that person say no. "Have Durant call Reggie Westgate at Hempstead 75537. Thanks." Lars hung up. "Who's Robbie Durant?" "He works for the Yellow Cab Company. Drove a tank during the war." Lars's telephone rang. "Reginald Westgate speaking." I could hear Criswell's voice again. "Oh, that's much wiser, Mr. Criswell. My guess is he won't call you until after dark. I'll come to your house before dusk, and we'll wait for the call together." Lars hung up. "What's Criswell want to do now?" "He wants me to drive his car and pretend to be him." "Will he be with you?" "Probably. These wealthy blackmailed types always want to hide in the back seat under a blanket or something." "What if the blackmailer sees him?" "It'll be dark." "What if the blackmailer knows what Criswell looks like?" "I doubt he's seen him up close." "What if the man gives you blank sheets of paper instead of the love letters and takes off before you can check?" "I hope he does, Loris. If this deal goes down without a hitch, I'm out $900. The telephone rang again. "Reginald Westgate speaking. Oh, Robbie, how would you like to make $40 tonight?" "Good. Come by my office as soon as you can." Lars hung up. "Will I follow you in Robbie's cab?" "No, a cab would be too conspicuous. Robbie will drive my coupe." Lars took a .38 special from his drawer. "Do I get a gun?" "You don't have a permit, Loris. The police will lock you up in this town without one. There's a fully loaded Colt Detective Special hidden under the dashboard of my coupe if you need it." "You must be hungry. Do you want me to run down and get you a sandwich?" "Yes, I am quite hungry. Next door they have a boiled beef and onion sandwich. Why not grab one for yourself too?" I left Lars's office and passed the Reliability Insurance Company. I wondered if the girls in the back room had returned from their lunch break.